Hello, Chris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk every Sunday at noon, and then I post it up to social media. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. The views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other therapist for that matter. Boom shakalaka done. I'd like to thank my sponsor, BetterHelp, BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/Chris Godinez. They're an online therapy company. They are international. And they will set you up with a licensed professional therapist, either master's level or PhD level, that can do international or that works in your state. And I've gotten tons of good feedback from people using betterhelp.com/Chris Godinez. So thank you, betterhelp.com/Chris Godinez. Okay. Woo! So let's dive into the questions. So I've gotten a lot of questions, or a lot of people going, but I want to make them understand how much they've hurt me. They don't care. Let's be clear. Healthy, normal people do not hurt intentionally other people. Narcissist abusers in particular tend to be dark triads. So they tend to be narcissistic, psychopath, and a control freak. So that's a dark triad. They don't care. You could explain until the cows come home. Seriously. And they know they've hurt you. They've enjoyed hurting you. That's what you've got to get, is that the hurt was intentional, especially if it happens over and over again. So this kind of goes along with the narcissistic apology. It's like if they apologize for a behavior that's hurt you, but then they go ahead and do it again, they weren't sorry. They were just sorry they got caught. So trying to explain to them, to help them understand how they've hurt you, you're not going to get what you think you're going to get. They know they've hurt you. And all you're doing is confirming, yep, it hit the spot. It hit exactly where it needed to hit. So listen, guys, when you make somebody aware that they've harmed you, if they're a normal person, they will be mortified and they will be like, oh my God, that was not my intent. What can I do to make amends? How do I fix our relationship? Let me work on this, and it will never happen again. And then it never happens again. With a narcissist, they've hurt you. They love hearing that they hurt you, and the behavior will continue. They may say, I'm sorry. They may give you flowers. They may buy you diamonds. They may buy you silver. Who knows? But the behavior will continue, which tells you right then and there, they're not sorry, and they are going to continue to abuse. So explaining to them how they hurt you is not going to make them stop. Now, to a normal person, it would. So, I mean, you could do that once. You can explain once just to prove to yourself whether or not they're normal. And if they do the same behavior again, you got to get the hell out of there because they've shown you who they are. Healthy, normal people do not seek to destroy other people. So I've also had people go, oh, but they didn't mean to. Well, how many times have they done it to you? Oh, 6 or 7. Okay, they meant to. They absolutely meant to. Dark triads tend to be sadists. They tend to enjoy hurting other people. So this kind of goes along with what I was talking about on Sunday about fear, intimidation, obligation, and guilt. So they do the intimidation because they get off on thinking that they are all powerful and that they are God. They do. They seriously think that they are Jesus Christ himself. They really do. They think that they are God and that they have ultimate power. That's why they want their targets of abuse to kill themselves. That's why they push them to suicide often. Or that's why they intentionally harm them to the point where the target of abuse dies, because it makes them feel powerful. It's all about power and control. So the sadism is enjoying that hurt. And they do enjoy hurting you. So explaining to them, but you've hurt me, but, why are you doing this? But, oh, they're getting off on it. They are totally getting off. They'll say the right words. They'll say the pretty words. They'll say the apology. They'll, maybe they'll buy you flowers. Maybe they'll buy you stuff to make up for it. Maybe there'll be a honeymoon period, but I can guarantee you that abuse is going to be worse than it was before. And they know now how to hurt you. They don't care. They don't care. People who care don't intentionally hurt other people. People who have empathy do not intentionally harm other people. You're never going to drag them into consciousness. Let's be clear. Abusers don't get better. In the history of ever, they do not get better. They get worse as they age. And they get nastier as they age. And they figure out how to manipulate more as they age. Trial and error. So when you are like, but they didn't mean it. But, how old are you? Seriously, who's running the show? Is it your inner child or is it you? So you have got to have the adult you in charge. So work on the inner child. Inner Child Workbook by Catherine Taylor. Get it, work it. Reclaiming the Inner Child by Lucia Cappuccioni. Get it, work it. CPTSD From Surviving to Thriving by Pete Walker. Get it, work it. Self-Esteem Workbook by Glenn Giraldi. Get it, work it. So here's the deal. If you're having to explain to your abuser how they've hurt you, they don't care. Healthy, normal people know when they've hurt somebody. They do. They do. No explanation needed. You know when you've hurt somebody. You know it. If you have a moral compass, you know. Abusers do not have a moral compass. So stop expecting them to behave like healthy, normal people. They are not healthy, normal people. They never have been. They never will be. Healthy, normal people know if they've hurt somebody. And if they do, they immediately offer an apology or a sincere amends. What can I do to fix this? Can we meet? Can we have coffee? Can we talk? Can I say I'm sorry? How do I fix this? And then you make sure it never happens again, ever, on the face of ever, ever. It never happens again. But with abusers, they do the hurt, they do the harm. You explain to them how they've harmed you. Oh, I'm so sorry, but I'm so sorry I'm so sorry you made me. I'm so sorry, but I'm going to do it again. And then they do it again. So listen, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time and stop trying to explain to them how they hurt you. They don't care. They don't care. People who love you care. And people who love you do not go out of their way to hurt you. And they do not go out of their way to enjoy watching you try to explain to them how they hurt you. It's all a power trip, and the more you do that, the more you're feeding their ego, the more you're feeding the bear, the more you're encouraging them to continue the behavior. Because listen, they're never going to change. There is nothing on the face of this planet that is going to make them change short of the Lord Jesus Christ coming down himself and making them stop. Seriously, they are not going to change. They are not. They're just not. They are not going to change. Please get it through your head. If they are abusive, they will continue to be abusive. Their end goal is to have you dead. You've got to understand that. You are not just dealing with, oh, it's just verbal abuse. No. It's how it starts out. You betcha. It starts out verbal abuse and it ends in physical abuse. It does. I've never seen them not get worse. That's who they are. And it's what they need to feed their ego. The psychopathic part of them needs more and more and more and more in order to feel puffed up and powerful. And that's why they're so dangerous. And that's why you have got to get the hell away from them. I'm not kidding. I'm not playing games. You have got to get the hell away from them. If they are abusive, if they're verbally abusive, if they're physically abusive, if they're sexually abusive, if they're mentally abusive, get away from them. You cannot fix them because you did not break them. And they're unfixable. Stay the hell away from them. Work on yourself. Seriously. So if somebody is enjoying hurting you, if they're demanding that you explain how they hurt you, you're dealing with an abuser. You're dealing with an abuser. And if that person doesn't offer a sincere amends and a sincere apology, get the hell away from them. So anyway, there that is. I despise abusers. I really do. They anger me because they play on people's inner children. And if the inner child has been damaged from a family of origin, that little kid is going to go looking for approval and acceptance from somebody who's just like the abuser from their family. And that abuser will abuse that inner child. That's basically what's going on. You've got inner child abuse going on. So I despise them. And I wish they were wiped from the face of the planet. I really do. I just despise them. They're evil. and they will not get better. And I've heard, I've heard some people go, oh, well, but they were in this long-term therapy and they got better for a while. Oh, sure. When the judges are watching, you betcha they get better for a while. But as soon as the eyes are off of them, they revert right back. In the history of never have they ever gotten better. Get away from them. Save your inner child. Save yourself. Okay? All right, my loves, go have a rest of an awesome week. On Sunday, I will be talking about imposter syndrome, how we beat ourselves up, how we think that we're not good, how we, convince ourselves that somehow we don't deserve success, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to talk about all that and how to stop it. So, all right, my loves, go have a great day and I'll talk to you later. Bye.